For decades, Diane Lane's name has been intertwined with some of Hollywood's most captivating scandals, affairs with leading men, secret hookups, and on-set drama that sent shockwaves through the industry. Now, the actress is breaking her silence, revealing the truth behind her tumultuous career and personal life, and the story is nothing short of jaw-dropping. Born on January 22, 1965 in New York City, Diane's early life was anything but conventional. Her mother, Colleen Price, a glamorous nightclub singer and a Playboy centerfold, had a brief whirlwind romance with Burton Eugene Lane, a drama coach who also drove a cab. Their passionate but short-lived affair ended just 2 weeks after Diane's birth. Colleen, seeking a fresh start, packed up and moved to Mexico with baby Diane, filing for divorce shortly after. For the next 6 years, Diane was immersed in her mother's vibrant yet unpredictable world, one filled with the glitz of nightlife and the instability of an unconventional lifestyle. But as often happens, life took another turn. Diane's father, Burton, won custody of her, and they began a new chapter in their lives. Their existence, though, was far from easy. Moving from one rundown hotel to the next, Diane and her father experienced the gritty, less glamorous side of New York. At a young age, Diane would often ride along on her father's taxi routes, witnessing the raw, vibrant reality of city life. By age 15, Diane longed for independence and freedom. Defying her father's wishes, she hopped on a plane to Los Angeles with her friend, actor Christopher Atkins, for a week of adventure. Reflecting on that impulsive escape, Diane later remarked that it was the kind of behavior that comes when you're given too much independence too soon. However, the adventure was short-lived. After returning to New York, Diane made the bold decision to move in with a friend's family, renting a room to pay her way. She enrolled in high school in 1981, finishing her studies through correspondence courses, but her life was about to take another unexpected twist. Determined to bring Diane back into her life, her mother took drastic action, kidnapping her and whisking her away to Georgia. Diane's father fought back in court, and after 6 weeks of legal battles, they were reunited. This ordeal left a scar on Diane's soul, and for 3 long years, she had no contact with her mother. Over time, however, the rift healed, and the two began to slowly rebuild their relationship. Diane Lane's career in Hollywood was forged with a deep passion for performance and a fierce determination to succeed. Her interest in acting was sparked by her grandmother, Ella Scott, a Pentecostal preacher known for her powerful sermons. Watching her grandmother captivate audiences left a lasting impression on Diane. At just 6 years old, Diane took her first steps onto the stage at New York's La Mama Experimental Theater Club. From that moment on, there was no turning back. Acting was in her blood. By the time she was 12, Diane was already performing in Joseph Papp's production of The Cherry Orchard, sharing the stage with acting legends like Meryl Streep. Even as her career took off, Diane remained committed to her education. She enrolled in an accelerated program at Hunter College High School, juggling both her studies and acting roles. But at 13, Diane faced a pivotal decision: Broadway or film. Choosing the latter, she starred alongside the legendary Laurence Olivier in A Little Romance, 1979, marking the beginning of her film career. The film, though modest in its success, propelled Diane into the limelight, and her future in Hollywood was solidified. Diane's rise to fame wasn't just about her acting chops. It was about her strength of character, resilience, and the deep emotional layers she brought to every role. Her personal struggles, from her fractured family life to her battle for independence, fueled her performances, and her story became just as compelling as the roles she portrayed on screen. From her groundbreaking work in A Little Romance to her later performances in films like Unfaithful and Under the Tuscan Sun, Diane Lane's journey has been one of triumph, vulnerability, and reinvention. Now, as she reflects on her career, Lane continues to captivate audiences. both through her roles and her courage in sharing the truths of her life. Diane Lane's gamble on her career paid off in spades. After her debut role in A Little Romance, where she starred alongside Laurence Olivier, she was quickly dubbed the new Grace Kelly by the legendary actor himself. The buzz around her potential was undeniable, and when she graced the cover of Time magazine, it was clear that Diane was on the fast track to becoming a Hollywood star. The early 1980s marked a crucial period in her career. Diane showcased her range with roles in Touched by Love, where she played a troubled teen, and Cattle Annie and Little Britches, where she starred alongside Amanda Plummer. She even took a crack at comedy in Six Pack with Kenny Rogers. However, it was her bold portrayal of a punk rock band leader in Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains, that truly left a lasting mark, proving she was fearless in her approach to roles. But it was her work in The Outsiders and Rumblefish, both directed by Francis Ford Coppola, that solidified her place as one of Hollywood's rising stars. Surrounded by future icons like Tom Cruise and Rob Lowe, Diane stood out not just as an actress, but as a talent poised for greatness. Despite her early success, Diane's career hit a speed bump with Streets of Fire and The Cotton Club, both of which underperformed at the box office. This pushed her to step back from acting for a while, during which she returned to Georgia to reconnect with her mother. As she later reflected, this time away from Hollywood was a period of healing. "We had to repair our relationship because I wanted my mother back," she said. Diane's comeback began with roles in The Big Town and Lady Beware, but it was her performance in the 1989 miniseries Lonesome Dove that truly reignited her career. Her portrayal in the Western earned her an Emmy nomination, and despite narrowly missing out on the lead role in Pretty Woman, Diane didn't let the setback slow her down. She continued to impress with roles in Chaplin as Petty Goddard and My New Gun, solidifying her reputation as a versatile and talented actress. By the late 1990s, Diane was back in full force. In 1999, her role in A Walk on the Moon was lauded for its emotional depth, with critics praising her ability to bring complexity to a woman torn between love and duty. She shared the screen with Viggo Mortensen and Liev Schreiber, and her performance earned her a nomination for Best Female Lead at the Independent Spirit Awards. Diane was no longer just making a comeback. She was firmly re-establishing herself as one of Hollywood's most talented and sought-after actresses. The early 2000s brought even more acclaim for Diane, marking a period of versatility and depth in her work. In 2000, she played the emotional anchor in The Perfect Storm, opposite Mark Wahlberg, showing audiences her strength and warmth. She also demonstrated her range with a more lighthearted role in My Dog Skip, where she played a loving, talkative mother. These performances were worlds apart, yet Diane made both roles feel real and relatable. In 2001, Diane continued her hot streak with complex roles in The Glass House, a psychological thriller, and Hardball, a heartwarming baseball film. But it was in 2002 that Diane truly cemented her place in cinematic history. Her role in Unfaithful, as a suburban housewife caught in a passionate affair, was nothing short of transformative. Diane's raw, intense performance earned her an Academy Award nomination and critical acclaim from critics like Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly, who described her performance as a revelation. Following Unfaithful, Diane kept impressing with roles in Under the Tuscan Sun, where she played a woman rebuilding her life. The role earned her another Golden Globe nomination, solidifying her position as one of the most respected actresses of her generation. Through her continued success, Diane Lane showed time and again that her depth, versatility, and emotional range made her one of Hollywood's most compelling and enduring talents. Throughout her career, Diane Lane's ability to take on a diverse array of roles, from complex dramatic performances to light-hearted comedic turns, has earned her admiration across generations. Whether playing a punk rock band leader or a heartbroken housewife, Diane's nuanced and fearless approach to acting has made her a beloved figure in the entertainment world. Diane Lane has always been a force to be reckoned with, moving effortlessly between genres and continually challenging herself as an actress. After her string of successes in films like Must Love Dogs and Hollywoodland, she reunited with Richard Gere for Nights in Rodanthe, further solidifying her status as one of Hollywood's most versatile talents. Despite her growing fame, Diane sought more challenging roles and even contemplated stepping away from acting for a while. However, after taking a 2-year break, she found fresh inspiration in Secretariat, 2010, portraying the determined Penny Chenery. Her portrayal of a woman driven by strength and resilience showed that Diane had more to offer, reinvigorating her career. In 2011, she once again wowed audiences with her role in HBO's Cinema Verite, showcasing her ability to bring depth to every character she played. But Diane's journey wasn't just about acting. In 2012, she lent her voice to the PBS documentary Half the Sky, using her platform to advocate for women's rights around the world. Her influence transcended the screen, positioning her as not just a star, but also a passionate advocate for change. Diane Lane's career took another bold turn when she entered the world of DC Comics in 2013. Joining Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, she portrayed Martha Kent, the warm-hearted mother of Superman. Snyder admired how Diane was able to convey the depth of a mother grappling with the extraordinary, saying she perfectly captured the wisdom and wonder of a woman whose son had unimaginable powers. Audiences felt the same way, and Diane's portrayal of Martha Kent quickly became a beloved figure in the DC cinematic universe. She reprised her role in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice and Justice League, cementing her place within the franchise. The success of Man of Steel gave Diane the confidence to take on even more ambitious projects. She was set to play Hillary Clinton in an NBC miniseries Hillary, but the show was canceled before it aired, sparking controversy. Despite the setback, Diane didn't dwell on it. She kept moving forward, starring in the thriller Every Secret Thing in 2015 and lent her voice to Pixar's Inside Out. That same year, she joined Bryan Cranston and Helen Mirren in Trumbo, earning a Screen Actors Guild nomination for Best Ensemble Cast. In 2017, Diane's versatility was on full display once again. She returned as Martha Kent in Justice League, but also starred in Paris Can Wait and Mark Felt, the man who brought down the White House. She continued to impress on television as well, landing memorable roles in The Romanoffs and House of Cards on Netflix. In 2020, Diane captivated audiences alongside Kevin Costner in Let Him Go, a hit during the pandemic. Her career continued to soar, and in 2023, she reunited with Meryl Streep for Extrapolations. The following year, her stellar performance in Feud, Capote vs. the Swans earned her a Primetime Emmy nomination. She didn't stop there. Diane continued to prove her multifaceted talent, voicing a role in Inside Out 2 and showcasing her resilience and adaptability in every project she took on. Diane Lane's personal life, too, has been marked by intense passion and unforgettable romances, especially in her younger years. In the 1980s, when Hollywood was full of big dreams and even bigger hairstyles, Diane and Emilio Estevez were two rising stars. They met on the set of St. Elmo's Fire, a film about friendship, love, and the challenges of growing up. But for Diane and Emilio, it wasn't just about the movie. It was about the spark that ignited off-screen. Their whirlwind romance became one of the most talked-about relationships of the time, adding another layer of intrigue to Diane's already fascinating life. From her breakout role in A Little Romance to her iconic portrayal of Martha Kent, Diane Lane's career is a testament to her ability to evolve and tackle diverse, compelling roles. Whether she's advocating for women's rights, voicing characters in animated films, or portraying iconic figures in the DC universe, Diane Lane continues to be a force in Hollywood, a resilient, multifaceted talent who is always finding new ways to shine. Diane Lane's romantic entanglements, both on and off screen, have sparked as much intrigue as her cinematic roles, yet few have captured the public's imagination, quite like her romance with Richard Gere. Their love story seemed destined for the Hollywood annals of fairy tales. However, like many Tinseltown romances, it didn't last. Despite the breakup, their connection remained intact, with the two staying friends long after their romantic relationship had faded. Their amicable parting proved that sometimes connections can endure the test of time, even when the romance is over. In 2002, Diane Lane and Richard Gere reunited on screen for the thriller Unfaithful, playing a married couple whose relationship disintegrates due to infidelity. The chemistry between them was undeniable, sparking rumors of an off-screen romance. However, this wasn't the first time they had shared the screen. Nearly 2 decades earlier, they starred together in The Cotton Club, 1984, a film set in the Jazz Age, where their bond was first forged. By the time they came together again for Unfaithful, their professional relationship had evolved into one built on mutual respect and admiration. Diane's portrayal of a restless wife caught in a passionate affair, and Richard's turn as the betrayed husband were raw, real, and emotionally charged. Their performances resonated with audiences, leaving them spellbound. Despite their undeniable on-screen chemistry, Diane was quick to clarify that their relationship off-screen was strictly professional, based on years of collaboration. It was this synergy that made their performances so captivating and so believable, not any off-screen romance. Fast forward to 2019, Diane Lane found herself paired with Matthew McConaughey for Serenity, a thriller that once again showcased their electric chemistry. Their characters, former lovers reunited under mysterious circumstances, navigated a complex web of emotions. But during filming, McConaughey revealed an unexpected twist. He had once had a childhood crush on Lane. This playful confession added a nostalgic touch to their dynamic, giving it an extra layer of warmth. The real-life revelation intertwined with their on-screen relationship, making their scenes feel even more genuine, as if there was something familiar, something personal, woven into the fabric of their performances. Diane, ever the professional, was quick to emphasize that their relationship remained strictly professional, grounded in respect and admiration for each other's craft. But McConaughey's admission certainly added a layer of charm, making their collaboration feel uniquely special, as if life itself had tossed in an unexpected twist. In 1989, Diane Lane worked alongside the legendary Robert Duvall in the hit TV miniseries Lonesome Dove. Based on Larry McMurtry's beloved novel, the series became a critical and commercial success. Diane played Lorena Wood, a tough, determined woman, while Robert Duvall portrayed Augustus Gus McCrae, a charming former Texas Ranger. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, leading to rumors of an off-screen romance. However, Diane was always quick to shut them down, maintaining that their connection was built on mutual respect and professionalism. The power of their performances brought Lonesome Dove to life, turning what could have been just another Western into a compelling and deeply emotional journey. Diane Lane's portrayal of Lorena was a testament to her range, and her ability to forge real connections with her co-stars made Lonesome Dove a standout moment in her career. Throughout her career, Diane Lane has shown a remarkable ability to create on-screen chemistry that transcends the roles she plays. Whether it was with Richard Gere, Matthew McConaughey, or Robert Duvall, Lane's professional relationships have always been marked by respect, a commitment to her craft, and an undeniable authenticity that shines through in every performance. Her off-screen relationships may have changed over the years, but her dedication to her work and her ability to form meaningful connections with her co-stars has remained a constant, making her one of Hollywood's most respected and versatile actresses. Through the rugged Old West in Lonesome Dove, Diane Lane and Robert Duvall brought their characters to life, immersing viewers in a world that felt authentic and raw. While rumors of a romance swirled, the truth was far more grounded. The real bond between Lane and Duvall was built on a shared commitment to the project. Both actors were dedicated to making the best film possible, and that partnership helped transform Lonesome Dove into an unforgettable classic. It wasn't the off-screen drama, but their dedication to their craft that turned their on-screen chemistry into something timeless. The Outsiders also introduced one of the 80s most iconic on-screen pairings, Diane Lane and Matt Dillon. Their chemistry in the film was palpable, as Dillon played the tough, rebellious Dallas Winston and Lane portrayed Cherry Valance, the sharp and principled girl caught between two worlds. This on-screen tension spilled over into their off-screen relationship, where their professional bond evolved into a brief but intense romance. For Lane, just beginning her career, the romance added new layers of complexity to her early fame. The pressure of public attention was overwhelming at times, but despite the whirlwind, she has spoken openly about how they ended things on good terms. This romance, though brief, was a part of Lane's journey from adolescence to young adulthood and remains an intriguing chapter in both The Outsider's legacy and her own personal story. Fast forward to 1995, when Lane was starring in the Judge Dredd sci-fi action film. In the movie, she played the tough and determined Judge Hershey, matching Sylvester Stallone's iconic Judge Dredd in every intense scene. While their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, it was the film's director, Danny Cannon, who caught Lane's attention off-screen. The two shared a brief romance during production, though it mostly stayed out of the spotlight. Their connection didn't last, but they parted on good terms, even making public appearances together after the film's release. This lesser-known chapter adds another layer to Lane's journey, revealing how her personal and professional worlds sometimes intertwined in unexpected ways. It's a reminder that the stories behind the camera can be just as fascinating and influential as the ones on screen, shaping Lane's career in subtle yet significant ways. In the mid-90s, Diane Lane's career was in full bloom, but so was her personal life. It was around this time that she crossed paths with actor Nicolas Cage again. The two had first met in 1984 during the filming of Rumble Fish, a movie where Cage, still early in his career, had the advantage of being mentored by his uncle, the legendary director Francis Ford Coppola. Lane, on the rise herself, formed a bond with Cage during the production, though it was their years-long friendship that would quietly deepen over time. Fast forward to 2000, and the two were reunited on the set of The Family Man. This time, their connection went beyond friendship, evolving into a brief but intense romance. Despite their off-screen chemistry, both Lane and Cage remained professional on set, ensuring that their personal relationship never disrupted the dynamics of their work. Lane has been candid about their romance, noting that it never interfered with their careers or their enduring friendship. It was a brief chapter in her life, yet a memorable one, filled with mutual respect and admiration. Now, at 59, Diane Lane looks back on her journey with candor and grace. She has never shied away from the rumors and whispers that have followed her throughout the years, including 2 marriages and a daughter. Her life, both on and off screen, has been as captivating as the roles she's played. While speculation about her personal life may continue, one thing remains clear. Diane Lane's career is a testament to her enduring talent, beauty, and appeal. Whether new rumors about her love life will emerge in the future is anyone's guess, but it's certain that her brilliance and grace will continue to captivate audiences just as they always have.